Hey guys, today I'm Marine here with another Medal of Honor citation, another Semper Sundays. This one is on somebody that you guys should well be aware of. This man is a legend in the Marine Corps, and sadly he's not here. Sadly he died, but this dude is a fucking beast, absolute beast. And it shows him, if you watch the Pacific on the Marines that fought in World War II, then there's a good chunk of it that focuses on him. And so you need to watch it. You really do. If you guys haven't seen it, get out there and see it. John Basilone, though, is a beast. He was a sergeant when he received his Medal of Honor. He was on Guadalcanal. And he's just a badass. Let me just fucking read this out. He was with 1-7, by the way. But essentially, they were fighting for the airstrip. I've talked about this before. We were taking Guadalcanal because it had an airstrip that we needed to continue our push north to defeat the Japanese. He, as a sergeant, he was in charge of 2 sections of heavy machine guns, and which fought insanely tough against these, valiantly against the Japanese, who were hitting them just hard, constantly, over and over. In one of the attacks that these guys made on him, the Japanese got in real close and started blasting his guns with grenades and mortar fires. One of his sections was put, along with the crew, was put out of action due to this incoming fire, and only 2 men out of that section were able to carry on. And then he basically took an extra gun because their gun was out. Their gun had been destroyed by the grenades and the mortars. He found an extra machine gun and moved that into position, gave it to these guys, and started to fire. Let them use it, and then... Wait, hold on. Maybe I misunderstand that. Oh, yeah, they helped him. He got into position, and then... He got them into position, and then he repaired... While they were using that machine gun, he repaired the other one, and personally manned it. And he had to carry it with his forearms, because... there was just no other way to hold it. It had been damaged to the point where you couldn't really hold it properly, and he ended up burning himself really bad in his left hand and forearm because of how he had to hold the machine gun. Because these things were water cooled, and the machine guns that he was using, and they were firing so much that it basically was able to boil through the water and heat up the metal that surrounded it. And he ended up getting 3rd-degree burns on his left hand and forearms due to this. And it completely fucked his arm up. But he fucking toughed through the pain because they needed that fire. Otherwise, they would have been overran. And so this dude is just fucking beastly. He held that position until they were able to get more Marines up to take over and for him and to continue to fire. A little bit later, ammo was really, really low. And so, at complete risk of his own life, this dude fucking fought his way through the Japanese lines to get to the other side where there was friendlies to be able to get ammo. And you can see that in the Pacific. He's running back and forth, knowing that there's Japanese all around, to get ammo for his Marines because they needed it. And this dude just fucking absolutely saved the day in that section because of his actions. One, firing that machine gun when no one in their right mind really would because of the amount of pain that he was suffering due to that, but also running through heavy, heavy enemy lines to get ammo to his Marines, which is ridiculous. And then after that, he went and he trained recruits here in the States. I want to say in Camp Pendleton, before he got sent back. And I'll go over his Navy Cross citation as well. So he had the top 2 awards for personal valor that you can get in the Marine Corps. And so this guy was just a beast. But they hit Iwo Jima in 1945, in February of 1945. And Let's see. I'm just going to read it out because I don't want to fuck it up. It says, shrewdly gauging the tactical situation shortly after landing, when his company's advance was held up by a concentrated fire of a heavily fortified Japanese blockhouse, Gunnery Sergeant, he'd been promoted obviously, Basilone boldly defied the smashing bombardment of heavy caliber fire to work his way around the flank and up into a position directly on top of the blockhouse, and then attacking with grenades and demolitions, single-handedly destroyed the entire hostile strongpoint and its defending garrison. Consistently daring and aggressive as he fought his way over the battle-torn beach and up the sloping gun-studded terraces towards Airfield 1, he repeatedly exposed himself to the blasting fury of exploding shells, and later in the day coolly proceeded to the aid of a friendly tank which had been trapped in an enemy minefield under intense mortar and artillery barrages, skillfully guiding the heavy vehicle over the terrain, the hazardous terrain, to safety, despite the overwhelming volume of hostile fire. On the forefront of the assault at all times, he pushed forward with dauntless courage and an iron determination until, moving upon the edge of the airfield, he fell, instantly killed by a bursting mortar shell. And so this dude died on the first day of their assault on Iwo Jima, but in doing so, he saved countless Marines, taking out that fucking enemy position. Single-handedly taking out that enemy position. And the dude was just a fucking beast. All Marines know who he is, and all Marines can tell you what he did, because he's one of the guys that they focus on in boot camp, and he's just somebody that the Marines should know about. I mean, Marines should know about everyone who's earned the Medal of Honor, but this guy stood above and beyond, everybody else. He's just a legend. I mean, there's no way around it. So, yeah. All right, guys. If you have any questions or concerns about Mr. John Basilone, feel free to ask him. And I will see you later. Semper Fi.